What is going on, everybody? My name is Kyle Fleming and welcome back to the KNC Brothers YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about Google Ads and how you guys can start using Google Ads for your affiliate marketing business. This is going to be a step-by-step tutorial on how you guys can start your very first Google Ads campaign. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to subscribe down below as well as like this video. It would help us out tremendously. Also, turn on the post notifications so you guys don't miss our weekly video uploads. So without further ado, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's jump into the computer and let's get working on your very first Google Ads campaign. Before we jump into creating your very first Google Ads campaign, I just wanted to show you guys an example of what a Google ad looks like. There are a couple different options of what Google Ads are. There's some picture ads, as you can see on the right. These are some ads that people are putting on here that are image ads. And then there are other ads such as this one over here, which is a search ad. And you can obviously tell that these are ads because it is bolded. Right next to it, it says ad and ads. So today we're going to be focusing on this one over here, and we're going to be building out a search ad. So without further ado, let's jump into Google Ads and get you started on your very first campaign. All right, now we are in Google Ads. So basically, to get to this screen, all you have to do is sign in to Google Ads, ads.google.com with your Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, it's super easy. All you gotta do is just set it up through Google. It takes like 10 seconds. And once you're done with that, you can sign into your Google Ads account. And then from here, you're gonna be on this page, and then we are just going to scroll down and we're going to switch to expert mode. Okay, then from there, it's going to lead you to this page where we are going to be selecting a goal that we would like for this campaign. Every single time I don't usually pick a goal for the campaign. I usually just click create a campaign without a goals guidance. This just allows us a little bit more freedom when we go to create our actual campaign. So we're going to click that one. Then it's going to drop down this menu where it shows all the different Google ads that we could be potentially making. But for today's example, we are going to be focusing on search ads. So we're going to click that one. And for today's example, like I said, I lost a pair of sunglasses. So we are going to be driving people to our sunglass website. So we're going to leave it as website visits and we're going to move on. So now that we are in the campaign, we're just going to leave it the same as search one or search campaign. And then we're going to scroll down to networks. And usually I like to unclick display networks so that way we aren't wasting any money on cheap clicks or anything like that. I usually like to unclick the search network as well, just in the beginning, just so I could really focus on getting our ads on Google's homepage. And then from there, once we start seeing some conversions, we could go back and turn on Google Search Partners. From there, we're going to go to show more settings. And from here, we could click start and end dates. Usually, I just like to leave a start date and leave with no end date, because usually if you're spending money on Google Ads, you're going to be paying attention to what they're doing on a daily basis, and you can turn them on and off whenever you feel like. So from campaign URL options, we're just going to leave that. You can dynamic search ads. We're going to leave that blank. You can choose an ad schedule. So at first, I usually recommend sticking to just leaving your ads running all day. This really allows Google to see what times your Google ad performs the best. And once you can really get some data going and some results, then you can choose when to run your Google ads based off of when they are performing the best throughout the day. So we're going to move on from there. Locations. This really just depends on where you're at and where you're really trying to target your ads to go. So at the end of the day, it's basically, yeah, like I said, where you want to target your ads. So for the beginner, I usually like to recommend all countries and territories. This just allows a very large demographic and allows you to get cheap clicks in the beginning, because if you start focusing on countries that are such as United States, Canada, English-speaking countries like that, sometimes your cost per click goes a little bit higher because they're more quality leads. So really, we're just going to leave it on all countries just to test out in the beginning, and then, like I said, in the future, we can change that whenever we would like. From here, we're going to go to location options, and this is really important. The targeting options, we're going to want to change this to presence, and this basically means that we're only going to be targeting people that actually live in the country that we were targeting, whereas if we would have left it on presence or interest, this would be targeting people that live in our country or are visiting or have shown interest in the country that we are targeting. And we don't really want that. We want to target the people that are in the place we are targeting. So we're going to click presence. Languages, this all really depends on what country you're targeting. Like I said, really I'm just going to leave it as English because we are going to be targeting English speaking countries. Audience segments, you can leave that blank. So moving on to budget, this is really important. This is basically, everybody thinks that once you set a daily budget, this is how much Google is going to be spending on a daily basis, when really it's just an average of how much Google can spend on a day-to-day basis. So really what I like to do, I like to stick with $10 a day just to begin with and getting in the testing phase. So this basically means that Google will spend no more than $300 a month. So it's going to be 30 days times your $10 average. So within that month, Google will spend no more than $300. Sometimes it's less, just depends on what you're targeting and a bunch of different aspects that go into it. So we're going to leave that at $10 for now, and we're going to move on. So bidding, this one is really, really important. For this example, we are going to be focusing on a sunglass store. So we're going to be focusing on clicks to our website because we want people to visit our website and hopefully buy a product from us. And we are not going to set a maximum bid cost, but just to explain what this means, this basically means that so how Google Ads works is we are going to be bidding on keywords, and really at the end of the day is all comes down to the max bidder on who gets the keyword and who gets the best place on Google. So this allows us to set a maximum cost per click. So if you want to spend $5 per click, then you could put in $5, but I obviously wouldn't recommend that if we were spending an average of $10 per day. Usually at first I just like to recommend setting like a $1 cost per click bid limit, but at first, like we said, it's really not that important as we're just trying to get some data to really optimize this Google ad and in the future really narrow it down to our target audience. So from here, we're going to scroll down to add extensions. This one is also a really important one as this allows us to take up a lot more real estate on Google. So this just shows us different site link extensions and stuff like that we could go to certain pages on certain websites. So this allows us to, like I said, take up more real estate on Google, which offers and allows us a better click-through rate most of the time. And yeah, this one is just a really good one to have and really good to implement into your Google Ads. So from there, we're going to click Save and Continue. Alright, so now we are in the ad group, and this is where I like to recommend is you set up one ad group per keyword that you are going to target. So for today's example, we are going to target men's sunglasses. So that's what I'm going to name the ad group. Then from here, we are just going to type in some keywords that are going to be relating to men's sunglasses. So basically, I am going to type in an exact match of our ad group name, which would be men's sunglasses. And an exact match basically means that whenever somebody looks up men's sunglasses, our ad is going to be triggered and our ad is going to be shown on their page. And this is exactly when they type in this phrase, men's sunglasses. Then we could go down to phrase match and we could do the same thing, men's sunglasses. And this basically tells our ad to trigger our ad whenever somebody has looked up something relating to men's sunglasses inside of their search term on Google. And then from there, we're just going to put men's sunglasses again. And basically with these three, this allows us to really diversify what people are looking at. So people, whenever they look up men's sunglasses exactly, they're going to be triggered our ad. Or if somebody looks up the best men's sunglasses in 2021, our ad will be triggered once again because of this broad match that we have put down here on the bottom. So usually I like to recommend that people build out 3 different ad groups when they're creating their first campaign, as this allows them to really diversify and broaden their reach whenever they're going to run this ad. So for example, I'm not going to build it out in today's tutorial, but for example, if we were to build out 2 more new ad groups, I would be naming the ad group names such as men's clothing, men's outerwear, stuff like that, and then doing keywords based off of the ad group name that I chose. So for now, we're just going to save and continue. Here comes the fun part. This is where we actually create our ad, and this is where we're going to be making our search ad like I showed you guys in the example. So from here, we could build out our URL, which is going to be our domain name for the website that we have made. We can do a display path. This isn't necessarily going to direct people to the place on your page. This is just going to show on the Google ad when it displays on their Google page. From there, we can create new headlines. I suggest creating as many headlines as possible. This really allows Google to test and really try different things out and see what works best at the end of the day. Obviously, then we move on to descriptions. We're going to want to type out a bunch of different descriptions relating to our keyword in our ad group that we created. And like I said, we're going to be creating 3 different ad groups. And for those 3 ad groups, we're going to be creating 3 separate ads. I know it sounds confusing. I know it sounds like a lot, but really once you get in and you really start creating them, it's pretty straightforward. And yeah, once you are done with that, once you create your final URL and your headlines and stuff like that in your description, you click save and continue, and basically you are done. It goes down to Google and they review it, and if they see that it is a good fit for Google, then your Google ad is running and you are ready to go. So yeah, that's basically it. If you guys found this helpful, or if you guys want a more in-depth Google Ads tutorial in the future, make sure to let us know down in the comments, and we would be glad to help you guys out and provide that for you guys. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video.